Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why you must have standards for your life. So guys, I made plenty of videos about standards, but some of you guys are new and I think it's worth bringing up again for my new listeners. Guys, standards are something everyone must have standards, right? To the degree that your standards are low is to the degree that you accept mediocre things that happen in your life. But if you have high standards, right, you should expect great results if you have high standards, right, in any domain of life. Your standards have to be aligned with your values, right? So before you can have standards, you have to know what your values are. Like me, I value my health, I value my finances, and I value my relationship, right? I value my relationship with my girlfriend. I value the friendships I have with other men, right? So as far as career and money goes, a standard that I have is I don't spend more than I make, right? That's something that's, a constant in my life. That's something that I decided early on that I would not do. I will not spend more money than I make, right? And as a result, how I asked myself the question, how has that worked for me? How has that worked out for me? It's worked out great. I have investments, I have passive income coming in, right, from my assets, and it's worked great, right? But had I not set that standard early on for myself, had I not laid that foundation for myself early on, I would be in deep trouble, right? And that's the case for most people that spend more than they make, right? Like, think of the person who spends more than they make. They have financial problems, they argue with their partner about not having enough money, or they get into debt, or they end up going bankrupt. Like, there's so many bad things that happen when you spend more than you make, right? So I said to myself, hey, I see all these problems occurring with people who are financially incompetent. So how do I be financially incompetent? Well, what's one step? Spend less than I make. What does that mean? Budgeting. What does that mean? Being a minimalist to some degree. That's not to say that I'm like a freaking strict orthodox minimalist where I don't spend money on anything but my bare necessities, but it's, I'm not spending my money on ridiculous things, needless subscriptions, expensive cars that I don't need, going out to parties, going out buying booze, buying marijuana, going to the movies constantly, going out to eat constantly. Do I go out to eat? Of course. Do I go vacation? Of course. But it's not something that I live by. It's something that I do once in a while to enjoy life, to maybe get a break, right? But it's not something where I'm like, oh, I just feel like I need to spend all this money and, let loose a bit and let off some steam. No, that's not how I operate. And that's a standard that I think everyone should set for themselves, right? As it pertains to your health, right? My health, my well-being, my physique, my performance, my energy. I have a standard where I work out between 3 to 6 times a week, right? I have a standard that I eat good 75% of the time, right? Now, obviously, I leave wiggle room because life is not just about being a strict, orthodox, crazy lunatic, right? Like, you can be strict. I'm not saying that you don't want to be strict, right? You need some degree of discipline and you need some degree of being able to say no. But you should have like a standard. I work out 3 to 6 times a week. That's a really good standard, right? That's a standard that a lot of people can't seem to uphold to. Guys, I can't tell you, it's so funny. I go to the gym like 5 to 6 days a week as of like the past year, right? I cannot tell you how many people I see come in and out of the gym that I go to that are there for a day or two or even a week or a couple weeks, and then you never see them again. It is astonishing to me how many people are unable to stick to any exercise regime for more than a month. It is absolutely crazy and mind-blowing to me, right? So, but for me, it's about, if I go 3 to 6 times a week, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to look better. I'm going to feel better, right? I'm going to perform better. I'm going to have more energy, and I'm not going to be fat. I'm not going to have to spend money on bills later in life, that medical bills that are going to pile up and hurt my financial situation, right? I'm going to be able to live longer, right? I'm not going to die early. So, as it pertains to my health, right? Working out 3 to 6 times a week is beneficial, right? And that standard that I set for myself has worked out great. It has yielded great results. Great fruits have come from that standard. So, and then as it pertains to diet, like my diet, right? If I eat good 75% of the time, that means that I will experience great energy, right? Because your diet has a direct correlation to your energy levels, right? Do I want to be tired and bogged down and have constant sugar highs and lows and all of that throughout the day? No, I don't, right? So I make sure that I eat correctly 75% of the time, right? And so those are some standards that you have to have for yourself, right? Like, that's basic financials, basic health principles, right? And, you'd be surprised how much the basics, how much the fundamentals get you in life. I think a lot of us have a very over complex idea of like how to be successful, because we look at internet influencers and we see their astonishing results. But little did you know that everyone, here's a fact. Everyone who was born on this planet, all 8 billion of us, or however many people live on this planet, started out with nothing, started out with no standards, started out not knowing how to do anything. They had no skills, they had no talents, they had no experience, right? So you, as someone who's younger, right, and someone who's figuring out life as they go, you have to look at the different areas of your life, your finances, your health, your career, your relationships, your business, and understand that as long as you start out with some simple principles to live by and you abide by them year after year, the results that you want and the type of life that you want and the physical reality that you want to see manifest in your life as you age, as you get older, is bound to happen, right? It is almost bound to happen, right? Because here's the truth. Everything evolves, right? Everything gets better over time if we do the work, if we are consistent. So by you setting standards for yourself, by you having certain things that you live by, and, like for example, spending less than you make, that is going to lead to riches over time, right? Unless you want to be a monk and not do anything in life, okay, maybe you won't be rich in the sense of financial gain. But if you're someone who has a good work ethic, you spend less than you make, right? You invest your money, it is just a matter of time before you see the financial fruits start to compound in your life, right? And it may take 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but the fact that it is going to happen should give you hope and should give you motivation to keep going, right? So I think a foundation for any young person in life, I think the best thing to have is standards, because you are setting yourself up to live in the right way, to see the good life that is out there for you, right? The dream reality that everyone craves, right? Because you look around and you say, wow, the people at my job are fat. The people at my job are unhappy. The people at my job are sick. The people at my job are broke, right? And you look and you're like, wow, this is what having low standards looks like, right? And just ask yourself, right? If you're still not sold on the fact that you need standards, just look around, right? You see how horrible most people live, how horrible most people's lives are, right? I say it a lot, but it's crazy how many people live paycheck to paycheck. It's crazy how many people spend countless amounts of dollars on medical bills because they're fat. It's crazy how many people have 3 baby mamas, 3 different kids with 3 different baby mamas, right? It's crazy how many people get divorced, right? There are so many things in life, bad things that happen to us as a result of us not having standards, right? And as it pertains to your relationships, right, with women, if you're a guy, why are you dating promiscuous women? Why are you dating women who go out and party and go to clubs and are irresponsible, right? I don't want to date an irresponsible woman, because I know if I date an irresponsible woman and I have a slip up and I have a child with her, it's going to make my life hell, right? She's not going to want to take care of the child. She's still going to want to live her life where she's going out partying and having fun and, potentially having an affair with someone else, right? So you have to have standards for the people and the people in your life as it pertains to your relationships too. Women and men, doesn't matter, right? And if you're a girl, don't date promiscuous men. It goes both ways as it pertains to that, right? So, you know, it's very important that you understand this as you age and you get older, because like I said, your life is going to be a direct reflection of what you allow into it, right? We have free will as it pertains to what we allow into our life. We don't have to accept things that we don't want, right? And I want you guys to really internalize that. You don't have to accept a relationship you don't want. You don't have to accept a job you don't like. You don't have to accept a body that you don't like. I mean, you do, because you have your body, but as far as the shape and the body fat or how skinny you are, you don't have to accept that. You can change that. So understand this, and I think as you get older, the results that you see from having standards will assure you that having these standards early on was the reason why you saw all the results that came to you as you got into your older years. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you soon. Peace.